Hey, how's it going everyone? Teysind here, and today I'm going to show you through my Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Nintendo collection. So let's get right into it. First off, and you're already going to guess which one this is, and that is Pokemon Red. So this is my original Pokemon Red, and it was I don't know if it was the first Game Boy game. No, it wasn't the first Game Boy game I got. It was the first Game Boy game I got in Australia, and that's because I've mentioned in my nostalgic video, my dad used to get me Game Boy games when he used to come through the airport and stuff. But this is where it all began for my RPG love and experiences and everything, and still works. I think the battery is still running. It's got my I think level 100 Mew and all that on it, and I played so much of this game, absolutely loved it, and it's one that I'll never part with forever. So going second on the list, and that is Pokemon Blue. So I picked this up recently. I picked up a bundle of Pokemon Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, so I'll be showing you all them in order. But every game I got was about $14 because I got bundled. So I think I got 5 or 6 of them for I can't remember, but it worked out to about $14 each. So yeah, Pokemon Blue was the second one I got. I haven't played it, obviously. I have played it when I was younger. I borrowed it from a friend and I played through it, but on this one I haven't. And I know all the batteries work on them, but it recently got released on the Virtual Console, and because I played Red so much, I think if I go back to them, the only one I want to play is the next game I got, and that is Pokemon Yellow. So yeah, this is one I want to pick up on the Virtual Console or the eShop on the 3DS. You'll notice with all these ones, they've got the person's name on them. So that's sort of the one downside to these, but they're all pretty much in awesome condition. They're all Australian region versions. So, to get them that cheap, especially when I see them now, well, when I see them, they're generally sold individually and they cost a bit more, maybe $30 at least, unless you find them obviously at garage sales and stuff. But then again, you find that the labels are ripped off, etc. So to get these all in good condition, can't complain. So that takes you on to the next one that I also got from the same person, and that is Pokemon Crystal version. This is my favorite Pokemon game. Obviously, I've only played the original ones. I said I've just started Pokemon Y, but I'm from Generation 1, Generation 2, and this one I just absolutely loved. Also, I played it, I think, borrowing it from a friend. I also used to play like emulator versions on that. I think it's what's it called, the Virtual Boy Advance or Visual Boy, I can't remember. It's just a Game Boy Advance emulator on the PC, and yeah, I used to play this one all the time. Really loved it. So I actually own the gold version. I still do, but my gold version got pretty badly destroyed just from blowing it and stuff. And I don't know where it is. It's somewhere missing in action. But yeah, that was the one I owned and played through a lot, obviously. But Crystal, yeah, it's pretty much Crystal and Yellow. I love they came out with like this third version, and I wish I wish we still got that like X and Y. I wish we would have gotten like a Z or something. We're getting Sun and Moon. I don't know if that could mean we get Earth or something as the third one, or they're probably just keeping it as two. Then maybe they make more money that way because people have to buy both to then sort of get all the Pokemon. Because I know with the third ones, at least Yellow and stuff, you could get all the starter Pokemon and everything. So I don't think you couldn't get all the Pokemon, but you could get a lot of significant ones. So yeah, it was cool back in the day rocking a Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. I think that's all their names. Charizard's always he's always the one that remains close to my heart. But I went through them all. So yeah, that is next game on my Game Boy list. And so that's the Game Boy Color one, Crystal. But lastly is Super Mario Land. Picked this up at a cash converters. It's the first one. I got what's the word? Convinced into buying it by the store person. I know I gave in, but it's in absolutely pretty much brand new like condition. It's mint, and I got it for really cheap. I can't remember the value, maybe $6-7 or something. And for Australia, that's cheap, especially at a store. It's warranty and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely happy to own it. Obviously, it's not a game that it's not a game that I bought to play. Essentially, it was sort of one that I bought just to collect, and I'm not. I don't call myself a collector. I say I'm a player with a collection, and that's because every single game I purchase and own is a game that I buy because I want to play it. I have some connection to it that I for a reason that I want it. Either I did play it or I just want to play it or something like that. So I don't go out and buy games just to add to the collection, or maybe because it's within a certain type of games I like, and I'm just buying it just to own. Like if I'm buying a game, it's because I specifically want to play it. But yeah, I think we'll see. I might end up putting in the Game Boy one day and playing it. So that is it for my Game Boy and Game Boy Color collection. And moving on to my Game Boy Advance collection is Pokemon Fire Red. Also got this from that same collection. Good thing is the name's on the back of this one. And yeah, I haven't played it, but I've always been interested because, like I was saying, Red version is sort of, where my staple Pokemon experience was. It would be cool to play sort of this remake. I don't really know much about it, but I've mentioned before, I don't enjoy playing on handhelds as much anymore. And a lot of it is just because it hurts my neck and stuff, and it feels a bit awkward. So, when I eventually get this Game Boy player for the GameCube, like the adapter, I'll put it straight in, and it's probably the first one I play. So yeah, that is next on the list. And moving on, we have Pokemon Emerald version. So another one. The person was selling Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Same seller, but I want the Emerald version because obviously it's that third one. And I think obviously you get that legendary Pokemon. I think the Snake Dragon type one. Don't quote me on that. Obviously, I just remember from pictures. But I thought, for the money, I'll get the Emerald one. And it worked in my favour because now there's been a remake of Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And as you saw in my recent pickups, I got Alpha Sapphire. So, it worked out well that I have the original Emerald. And I hope that they release these all on the eShop as well. Especially the Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I really love Crystal. I know there's like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Love to get them and play. I've just seen they're so expensive, and obviously I don't really know why, because I sort of obviously diverged from Pokemon after Generation 2, and that was purely because I didn't have the money to get the game. So I don't really know what's really happened between then and obviously the recent X and Y ones, which I just picked up, and then I found Alpha Sapphire cheap. So yeah, let me know maybe in the comments below why it's so expensive, and sort of maybe the differences and stuff between that and like the original Gold, Silver, etc. But moving on the list is Golden Sun 2, so Golden Sun The Lost Age. Got this for free actually. Good friend of ours, he found it at Cash Converters and gave it to me. So, because I said I was looking for Golden Sun games, and yeah, he found it and he gave it to me. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't really get into it because I wanted to play the first one. Everyone at the time, they were playing Golden Sun, they were playing the original one. So I was like, I really want to play the first one before playing this one, and I never ended up finding it. I think it's now coming out in the eShop and stuff on the Wii U, so yeah, it's something I'd like to, maybe buy and play, but for the time being, it's sitting there in the collection, still in the same condition as when I got it. And lastly, so this is a recent pickup, so you're seeing it first here, and it will come up in my pickups video for April, and that is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Four Swords. Really happy to get this one. Obviously, A Link to the Past seems to be many Zelda fans' favourite Zelda game. Heavily the first sort of really strong story Zelda game on the Super Nintendo, and to get the sort of remaster, not so much remaster, but sort of re-release with additional content and stuff is really cool. The only thing that is a bit upsetting is that to get play through the additional dungeon in A Link to the Past, this version, you need to, I think there's criteria beating the Four Swords in this game, but you need to do that multiplayer. Obviously that's not that easy if, I've got the cable, but then I need someone else who's got it, and we've got to be the same part and all these things. So I think there's a way to sort of like cheat into the dungeon. But for the time being, I'm going to own this as one for the collection, and I'm going to purchase and play the one on the eShop. And that's all, like I was saying with my Star Fox in my recent pickups. I got the Star Fox 64 remaster on the 3DS, but I'll play the original on the eShop, and I don't feel the need to buy a physical copy of the Nintendo 64 one because I have a physical copy of the re-release. And just like this, now I've got a physical copy of A Link to the Past, the re-release, so I don't feel the need to then have to go and find a physical copy of the original Super Nintendo one. So yeah, that does it for my Game Boy Color / Game Boy Advance collection. I do have some more that not with me here, and then I've got, besides Gold version, so I'll just say the ones that I don't have with me here, I think it's Star Wars Episode 6, Double Dragon, Donkey Kong, Pocahontas, what else? Aladdin, can't remember what else, but then I've got two more that I also have not here, but they're missing in action. So one is Pokemon Gold, and the other is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which I got for free when I was younger, also from the same person. He found it from Cashverse, so big thanks to him for giving it to me back then. But that one went missing because it was in my Game Boy Advance. It was the last game I was playing, and I went overseas, and I didn't take it with me overseas, at least I hope not. I left it here, and then my parents moved it, or they packed it somewhere, and I could never find my Game Boy Advance since. And obviously it's in the Game Boy Advance, so I'm still looking at somewhere under the house. So hopefully when I find my Game Boy Advance, eventually it's there. Since then, obviously I've picked up a Game Boy Advance SP, so it means I'm actually I'm able to play these games now. But I would love to find my Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Being a big Final Fantasy lover and player. So yeah, anyways guys, that does it. Leave your comments below, let me know your thoughts on any of these games. I'm sure you guys have all had some great experiences with Pokemon, for example, but yeah, feel free to also do your own sort of little collection video on your Game Boy sort of handheld games and stuff. So yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and till next video, stay spot on.